Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the life you desire. Feel it, touch it, breathe it in as if it is already yours. The world tells you to wait, to hope, to struggle, but I tell you, creation is finished. Everything you desire already exists. The only question is, do you have the faith to claim it? Your imagination is the key. It is not a mere daydream, not a fleeting thought. It is the divine power within you shaping your reality. What you imagine with conviction becomes your truth. If you see yourself as lacking, you will experience lack. If you see yourself as abundant, abundance will find you. Your task is not to beg, not to plead, but to assume. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and let that assumption solidify into fact. Doubt is the enemy of manifestation. When you ask how, when, or if it is possible, you deny your own power. The mind must be disciplined to reject all that contradicts the vision. There is no room for hesitation, for second guessing, for waiting on proof before believing. Walk by faith, not by sight. The world will eventually reflect what you persist in assuming. The secret is in the feeling. It is not enough to say the words, to speak affirmations without conviction. You must feel the joy, the relief, the gratitude. Walk by faith, not by sight. The world will show you reasons to doubt, distractions to pull you away from your vision, but you must remain steadfast. Do not allow appearances to dictate your belief. What you see with your physical eyes is only a reflection of your past assumptions. If you do not like what you see, do not fight it. Change your assumption and the world will conform. You are not bound by circumstances. You are their master. Go into the silence. Withdraw from the noise of the world and enter the secret place within. There in the stillness you will find the truth. You are the creator of your reality. In the quiet, assume the feeling of your desire fulfilled. Do not wish, do not hope, assume. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the certainty that it is already done. Your imagination is not fiction, it is the blueprint of your life. The law is simple. You become what you believe yourself to be. If you desire love, do not seek it, be it. If you desire wealth, do not chase it. Assume the consciousness of wealth. When you shift your state of being, the world must rearrange itself to reflect that shift. There is no effort in this, only knowing. You do not need to push, to force, to struggle. Simply assume and allow the unseen hand of creation to bring forth the evidence. Every night, as you close your eyes to sleep, let go of the day that has passed. Do not dwell on what was, for what was is no longer relevant. Instead, occupy the state of your wish fulfilled. See yourself as already having, already being, already living the life you desire. Let sleep take you in that state, and the subconscious mind will go to work, bringing forth that which you have impressed upon it. Be watchful of your inner conversations. The words you speak to yourself shape your world. If you constantly dwell on failure, on rejection, on what is lacking, you reinforce those realities. Instead, discipline your mind to dwell only on the things you wish to experience. Speak of yourself as you wish to be. Think of yourself as already having, and the world will reflect that new assumption back to you. When the world presents challenges, when things appear unchanged, do not waver. The greatest test of faith is persistence in the unseen. The moment you allow doubt to creep in, you undo the work you have set in motion. Do not react to the old reality. Persist in the new one. Live in the end. Act as if it is already done. And soon, what was once invisible will become. You must not concern yourself with how your desires will manifest. That is not your task. The ways and means are beyond human understanding, for the power within you is limitless. It does not require effort, manipulation, or external force. The law works perfectly, without fail, for those who trust it completely. Let go of worry, release the need to control, and simply know. There is no difference between the smallest and the greatest desire. The law does not discriminate. Whether you seek a simple change or the grandest transformation, the process remains the same. Assume the feeling, persist in the state, and allow it to unfold. Your only limitation is your belief. If you believe something is difficult, it will be. If you believe it is effortless, it will come with ease. You are always manifesting. Every moment of every day, you are shaping your world through your assumptions. There is no pause, no moment when this power is not in motion. The question is, are you using it consciously or unconsciously? Are you creating by design or by default? If you find yourself in lack, do not despair. Lack is not your reality. It is only a state of consciousness. And just as you entered into it, you can exit. Simply shift your attention, your assumption, and your world will follow. Do not entertain thoughts of limitation, for they have no power except that which you give them. You are the operant power. Nothing happens to you, everything happens through you. Dwell in the state of your wish fulfilled, and let that state become natural. If at first it feels unfamiliar, persist. What is practiced becomes habitual. In time, the new assumption will feel so real, so normal, that you will wonder how you ever believed otherwise. The world will shift, people will respond differently, opportunities will present themselves, everything will bend to match your assumption. No one and nothing is against you. There is no external force denying you your desires. The only obstacle is within, your doubts, your fears, your unwillingness to believe. But when you decide, truly decide, that you are the creator of your experience, nothing can stand in your way. The secret is this: you do not need to become something, you only need to awaken to what you already are. You are infinite, powerful beyond measure. Everything you desire is already within you, waiting to be claimed. There is no lack, no separation, no delay, only your willingness to accept the truth. Change the story you tell about yourself. Let go of the old identity, the limitations, the excuses. See yourself as already having, already being, already living the life you desire. This is not deception, it is creation. You are not pretending, you are aligning with the truth that already exists beyond time. Your imagination is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. What you dare to assume with conviction must harden into fact. This is not theory, it is law. The only question is, will you use it deliberately? Will you claim your birthright as the creator of your world? Or will you continue to live as though you are powerless, subject to chance and circumstance? The choice is yours, and it is always yours. You may begin now, this very moment, to step into a new reality. There is nothing to wait for, nothing to prepare. Simply assume, and the world will shift accordingly. The power is within you, waiting to be realized. The moment you accept it, the moment you live by it, everything changes. The power that creates worlds is within you. It has always been within you. From the moment you became aware of yourself, you have been shaping your life through your assumptions, your beliefs, your inner conversations. You were never at the mercy of circumstances. Circumstances were at the mercy of you. Everything in your experience has been drawn to you by the state you have occupied, whether consciously or unconsciously. Look at your life and you will see the evidence of your past assumptions. If you have believed in struggle, struggle has met you at every turn. If you have believed in love, love has surrounded you. The law is perfect, it does not err. The only question is, will you continue to create unconsciously, allowing fear, doubt, and limitation to dictate your reality, or will you take control, assume consciously, and shape your world by design? Every thought, every feeling, every assumption is a seed planted in the fertile ground of the subconscious mind. The moment you accept something as true, it takes root, and the world begins to shift to reflect that new truth. It may not happen in an instant, but the process is set in motion the very moment you believe. Time is irrelevant. All that matters is your conviction. The stronger your belief, the faster the manifestation. Doubt is the only delay. The moment you entertain thoughts of impossibility, of struggle, of unworthiness, you halt the process. not because the law has failed, but because you have given power to the wrong assumption. The world can only reflect what you persist in believing. If you wish to change the reflection, you must change the belief. Do not concern yourself with the outer world. The outer world is merely a shadow, a delayed echo of your past assumptions. It is not real in itself. It is only a projection of what you have believed to be true. If you react to it, you reinforce it. But if you ignore it, if you persist in the new assumption regardless of appearances, the old must fade and the new must take its place. Nothing is beyond your reach. The only limits are the ones you accept. If you say something is difficult, it will be. If you say something is easy, it will be. The law does not distinguish between small and large desires. It only responds to the intensity of your belief. A shift in consciousness is all that is required. The moment you assume something to be yours, the universe sets forth the means to bring it into being. You do not need to know how. The how is never your concern. The ways and means are beyond your comprehension, for they belong to the infinite intelligence that governs all things. Your only task is to assume, to persist, to know with unwavering certainty that it is already done. The moment you release the need to control, the moment you surrender the desire to figure it out, you allow the unseen forces to work on your behalf. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, it must externalize in your world. There is no exception to this law. The delay, if any, is only due to your own wavering, your own return to the old state of being. But the moment you remain firm, the moment you refuse to accept anything less than the fulfillment of your desire, the outer world must comply. It has no choice. Imagination is the highest form of reality. What you see within is far more real than what you see without, for the within is the cause and the without is the effect. Train yourself to dwell in the unseen. Train yourself to walk in the assumption of your desire already fulfilled. Let the world say what it will. Let appearances contradict you. Your only task is to remain faithful to your vision. Do not speak of lack, of limitation, of things not going your way. Words are powerful, and each one spoken reinforces the reality it describes. Speak only of what you wish to experience. Declare yourself blessed, prosperous, loved, successful, not in the future, but now. Speak as though it is already so, for in truth it is. The world simply has not yet caught up to the assumption you have made, but it will. It must. The past has no power over you. Whatever has come before was only a manifestation of your previous assumptions. If you have suffered, if you have struggled, if you have experienced disappointment, do not dwell on it. It has no hold on you unless you choose to carry it forward. The moment you assume a new reality, the past dissolves and a new future is born. Others have no power over you. No one outside of you is shaping your reality. You are the only cause. If someone treats you unfairly, it is only because you have assumed yourself to be someone who is treated unfairly. If someone loves and cherishes you, it is because you have assumed yourself to be worthy of love and affection. The world is your mirror, reflecting only what you assume yourself to be. Nothing can be lost that belongs to you by right of consciousness. If something leaves your life, do not grieve. Instead, ask yourself what state of being you have occupied to bring about that experience, and then shift. Assume the state of abundance, of love, of success, and all that is yours must return to you in greater measure. This power is always at work. It does not take breaks, it does not rest. Every moment you are shaping your reality. Every assumption is a decree sent forth into the universe. Be deliberate, be conscious. Let every thought, every feeling, every inner conversation reflect the life you wish to experience. There is no effort in this. Creation is effortless. The only effort required is in maintaining faith, in refusing to entertain doubts, in persisting in the unseen when the world has not yet conformed. But that is not struggle, it is simply discipline. A discipline that, once mastered, will make you the deliberate creator of your reality. Do not wait for the world to give you permission to believe. Do not wait for proof before assuming. That is the way of those who do not understand the law. Assume first, and the proof will follow. Live in the end, and the middle will take care of itself. Nothing is required of you except the willingness to believe. Each day, before you rise, take a moment to dwell in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Let it be the first thing you experience, and each night, before you sleep, do the same. Fall asleep in the assumption that all you desire is already yours. Let your subconscious mind carry that assumption into the depths, where it will be impressed and brought forth into your waking world. The world is not outside of you, it is within you. What you see before you is but a shadow of your inner world. Change the within, and the without must follow. There is no exception, no condition, no possibility of failure, except through disbelief. If you wish to be free, assume freedom. If you wish to be loved, assume love. If you wish to be abundant, assume abundance. Make no room for doubt, for fear, for limitation. Walk as though you already are all that you wish to be, and soon you will know that you always were. There is no one to change but self. The world is not broken, it is not against you, it is not something to be fought. It is simply a reflection of your inner state. Change the state, and the reflection must change. There is no need for struggle, no need for force. Only the simple act of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Everything you desire is already yours. It is not something to be gained, but something to be realized. The moment you accept this, the moment you live in the certainty that it is already done, you will see the evidence appear before you, not as a miracle, not as luck, but as the inevitable unfolding of the law that governs all things. You are the creator, you always have been, there is nothing outside of you. The only question is, what will you assume to be true? What reality will you choose to claim? For whatever you assume with conviction, whatever you persist in believing, must become your experience. This is the law, and it is perfect. You are not separate from your desires. That which you seek is already within you, waiting for recognition. The moment you claim it as your own, it begins to take form in your world. You do not chase after what is yours, you embody it. You become it. And as you become, the world must follow. This is not theory, nor is it wishful thinking. It is law, unchangeable, eternal, and absolute. Nothing is created outside of consciousness. Everything you see, hear, touch, and experience originates from the unseen realm of thought and feeling. Your senses deceive you into believing that the world is external, separate from you. But this is the great illusion. The outer world is a shadow, cast by the light of your inner world. Change the source, and the shadow must shift. Cling to the shadow, and you remain bound to the old. If you wish to manifest a new reality, you must first become aware of what you are assuming to be true about yourself. What are the inner conversations that play in the background of your mind? What do you say to yourself when no one else is listening? These unseen dialogues shape the conditions of your life. They dictate how the world responds to you. The truth is, you are always speaking reality into existence. The question is, are you speaking life, abundance, love, and success, or are you unknowingly affirming lack, struggle, and limitation? The only effort required is to assume and persist, not with force, not with anxiety, not with doubt, but with quiet, unwavering faith. A farmer does not dig up his seeds each morning to check their progress. He plants, he waters, and he trusts in the unseen process of growth. He does not question whether the harvest will come, for he knows the laws of nature are faithful. The same is true for you. The moment you impress a desire upon your consciousness and persist in the assumption that it is done, the law goes to work. Your only task is to hold the vision steady and refuse to be swayed by appearances. Do not look to the world for confirmation of your desires. The world cannot give you what you have not first assumed within. If you wait for proof before believing, you will wait forever. Proof follows belief. The moment you accept something as true, it begins to take form. Doubt is the only thing that can delay it, and even then, delay is not denial. It is simply a reflection of an unsteady mind. When you no longer waver, manifestation becomes inevitable. You have done this all your life, though you may not have realized it. Every success, every failure, every experience you have ever had was first an assumption in your mind. The only difference between those who create deliberately and those who live by default is awareness. The one who creates deliberately understands that assumptions harden into fact, and therefore chooses his assumptions with care. He does not allow the world to dictate his state of being. He dictates the world by his chosen state. Feel as though your desire is already realized, not tomorrow, not someday, but now. Dwell in the feeling of having, not wanting. Wanting only perpetuates the state of lack. But having transforms you. It shifts your consciousness from one state to another, and the world, bound by law, must adjust accordingly. This is why it is written, "To him who has, more will be given." The one who assumes himself to be rich in mind will see riches in his world. The one who assumes himself to be loved will experience love in every form. But the one who believes himself to lack will continue to experience lack no matter how much effort he exerts. This is not a matter of effort. It is a matter of state. The effortless assumption of the wish fulfilled is the secret. To walk in the conviction that all you seek is already yours, even when the senses scream otherwise, that is the test. But once you master it, you will see that reality bends to you, not the other way around. Everything has already been created. Every possibility exists within the infinite mind of creation. The version of you who is healthy, wealthy, loved, successful, that version exists now. It is not something you must build from scratch. It is something you must step into. You do not force the seed to grow. You simply place yourself in the right environment, and the growth happens naturally. Your consciousness is that environment. If you remain in the old state of lack, doubt, and fear, you will continue to experience the same. But if you shift, if you dare to dwell in the assumption of your desire fulfilled, you will see a new world unfold before you. Nothing is too great, nothing is too small. The law does not distinguish between a simple desire and a grand one. It only reflects the state you embody. Whether you wish for a cup of coffee or a vast fortune, the process is the same. The only difference is your own belief about what is easy and what is difficult. But understand this, there is no difficulty in creation. It is just as easy to manifest $1 million as it is to manifest a penny, if you can assume it with the same ease and certainty. Your imagination is the key. What you see in imagination, you will one day see in reality. The world may call it coincidence, but you will know better. You will know that every scene, every circumstance, every encounter was first played out within you. You will begin to see the direct connection between what you assume and what you experience. And when you do, you will no longer feel powerless. You will no longer fear the future, for you will know that you are its architect. Begin now. Do not wait for the perfect moment, for the perfect conditions, for the world to align before you assume your desire fulfilled. The world will not change first. You must change first. And the moment you do, the world will rearrange itself to match your new state of being. Feel it real, accept it as done, walk in the knowing that it is already so, and watch as the unseen becomes seen, as the invisible takes form before your very eyes. The law is perfect. It does not fail. It does not discriminate. It only responds to you, to what you accept as true. There is no power outside of you. No force can oppose you when you stand firm in your assumption. The only enemy is doubt, and even that is an illusion. For the moment you cast aside doubt and accept your desire as fact, the entire universe moves to make it so. The question is never whether the law will work, it is whether you will work the law. Decide now. Choose your state deliberately. Assume the best of yourself, the best of your world, the best of others. Do not allow the past to dictate your future. Every moment is a new beginning, a fresh start, and in this moment you hold the power to shape your destiny. See yourself as you wish to be, feel it, believe it, and then rest in the knowing that it is already yours. For the one who truly assumes never worries, never doubts, never questions. He simply knows, and because he knows, the world must conform. This is the secret, this is the law. It has always been so, and the moment you decide to live by it, you will see wonders beyond anything you have ever imagined. You are the operant power, the sole creator of your experience. There is no external force deciding for you, no fate dictating your path. Only your own assumptions solidified into reality. Every belief you accept, every feeling you persist in, every thought you dwell upon is molding your world into shape. You are not at the mercy of circumstances. Circumstances are at the mercy of you. They shift, bend, and transform according to the state of consciousness you maintain. The world is but a mirror reflecting your inner convictions, and as you assume, so shall you receive. To accept this truth fully is to free yourself from the bondage of doubt and fear. It is to realize that everything that happens in your life has first taken place within you. There is no accident, no coincidence, no outside force moving against you. All that you experience, both the good and the unwanted, has emerged from within. When you grasp this, you will no longer look outside for solutions. You will turn inward to the seat of all creation and deliberately impress upon your consciousness the reality you wish to see expressed. There is no need to struggle, no need to force anything into being. The law is effortless, automatic, and unfailing. Your only task is to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and dwell in it persistently, allowing it to harden into fact. There is no need to wonder how it will happen or when. These concerns belong to the rational mind, which knows nothing of the unseen processes of creation. Your work is to assume, to feel, and to trust that all things are aligning in perfect order. The means will reveal themselves in time, often in ways so natural you will hardly recognize them as manifestations. But you will know that the world is responding to you, that reality is bending to the force of your assumption. There is no limitation except the one you accept. There is no obstacle that cannot be overcome through the assumption of its opposite. If you believe something to be difficult, it will be. If you assume ease, the path will open effortlessly before you. The mind is quick to create barriers, to label things as impossible, but impossibility is only a state of consciousness, a state that can be discarded at any moment in favor of a new one. The world is not fixed, it is fluid, ever-changing, and entirely responsive to the inner state you hold. You must be willing to live in the end, to claim your desire as already fulfilled, even when the outer world offers no evidence of it. This is the test, and it is one most fail, for they are slaves to their senses, waiting for proof before they believe. But proof does not come first, belief does. You must see with the eyes of imagination before you see with the eyes of flesh. You must walk as though the world has already shifted, and in time it will. Persist. This is the greatest secret, to persist in the assumption of your desire fulfilled, regardless of what the world shows you. To hold the vision unwaveringly, knowing that as sure as the sun rises, your assumption must become fact. The world cannot resist a mind that is fully convinced. It must yield, for it has no choice. It is an echo, a reflection, a mirror held up to your inner world. You have been given the gift of imagination, and with it the power to create anything you desire. The only question is whether you will use it deliberately or let it be ruled by old beliefs and unexamined assumptions. Most people allow their imagination to be directed by fear, by past experiences, by the opinions of others. They live as though they are victims of circumstance, never realizing that they are the cause of everything they experience. They wait for change, never understanding that change begins within. The moment you decide to take control of your inner world, everything shifts. The moment you accept responsibility for your thoughts and feelings, the world bends to your will. You are no longer moved by appearances, you move appearances. You do not react to the world reacts to you. This is the great secret that few will ever grasp, but to those who do, nothing is impossible. Assume now, not tomorrow, not someday, now. If you desire wealth, assume yourself to be wealthy. If you seek love, assume yourself to be deeply loved. If you wish for health, assume yourself to be perfectly whole. Let these assumptions become your dwelling place, your natural state of being. Do not return to the old, to the doubts, to the fears. Remain in the new, and soon the world will reflect it. There is nothing outside of you, nothing to fear, nothing to resist, nothing to overcome except your own beliefs. And beliefs can be changed. The moment you accept a new assumption, the old dissolves. It has no power except the power you give it. The past cannot bind you unless you allow it. The present is a canvas upon which you may paint any future you desire. Dare to believe in the unseen. Dare to trust in the power within you. The world will call it foolishness, but you will know better. You will see the truth in your own life. And once you have seen, you can never go back. You will know beyond all doubt that you are the creator of your reality. And with that knowing, all things become possible. The power of creation rests within you. Every moment you are shaping your reality, whether consciously or unconsciously. The thoughts you entertain, the emotions you persist in, and the beliefs you hold are the seeds that manifest as the events and circumstances of your life. Nothing happens by chance. Everything you experience is a reflection of the state of consciousness you habitually occupy. There is no separation between the inner world and the outer world. They are one and the same, with the latter being only a projection of the former. If you desire change, you must not seek it outside of yourself. You must first alter the inner cause, so that the outer effect may follow. Your imagination is the divine tool through which all things come into being. It is not merely a place for idle daydreams, but the creative power that gives form to your reality. What you imagine with feeling and persist in must externalize itself in time. This is an unbreakable law, as certain as the rising and setting of the sun. When you close your eyes and enter the world of imagination, you are not engaging in a mere fantasy. You are touching the substance of reality itself. The world you imagine is not separate from the one you perceive with your senses. It is its origin. If you would master life, you must first master imagination. To imagine is to create. If you can see yourself in possession of your desire, if you can feel it as though it were already yours, then it must come to pass. The law does not fail. The only reason you do not yet have that which you seek is that you have not assumed it to be yours. Perhaps you have wished for it, perhaps you have longed for it, but have you truly claimed it? Have you accepted it as a present reality? There's a great difference between wishing and assuming. The one who wishes hopes for a future event. The one who assumes knows it is already done. You must train yourself to think from the end. Live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Make it so real within that the external world has no choice but to conform. Do not concern yourself with how it will come to be. The means are not your concern. They are the work of the unseen forces that move all things into perfect alignment. Your task is simply to believe, to feel, and to persist. If you hold the assumption unwaveringly, reality will bend to meet you. There is no need for effort or struggle. The universe does not respond to force, but to faith. The more you struggle, the more you affirm that what you desire is absent. The one who truly believes does not strain, does not doubt, does not look anxiously for signs. They rest in the knowing that it is already done. They walk through life as though their dream has already materialized, and in doing so, they call it forth into being. You must not be deceived by appearances. The world of the senses will often present contradictions, showing you evidence that seems to deny the reality of your assumption. This is the test. Will you hold firm to your belief, or will you waver? Those who succeed are those who refuse to be moved by what they see, choosing instead to trust in what they know to be true within. They do not allow circumstances to dictate their state of mind. They allow their state of mind to dictate. Everything you desire already exists within you. You are not creating something from nothing, you are simply calling forth that which is already yours. The infinite possibilities of existence are within you, waiting to be claimed. There is no limitation except the one you accept, no barrier except the one you refuse to move past. The only thing keeping you from your highest good is the belief that you do not already have it. The moment you claim it mentally, it must express itself externally. Your imagination is the doorway to the unseen. When you enter into it, you step beyond the limitations of the physical world and into the realm where all things are possible. In imagination, you can be anyone, do anything, have anything. You are no longer bound by past experiences, no longer confined by external conditions. If you persist in this state long enough, the world must conform to your vision. It cannot do otherwise, for the external is but a shadow of the internal. To assume a state is to become it. The moment you persistently assume that you are already the person you wish to be, you set forces in motion that will bring it to pass. The world will rearrange itself to reflect your new state. People, events, and opportunities will be drawn to you in perfect harmony with the assumption you hold. But you must remain faithful to your vision. You must not falter when the outer world appears unchanged. The delay is only the time required for your assumption to harden into fact. You have already proven this law in your life, whether you are aware of it or not. Look back at your past experiences and you will see that they were all preceded by an inner state that matched them. The things you feared most, the things you expected most, the things you assumed most confidently, these are the things that have come to pass. This has always been the case, and it will always be so. There is no exception, no instance in which this law has failed. It is the principle by which reality operates, and it is as reliable as the law of gravity. There is no power outside of you. No force can prevent you from realizing your desires except your own doubts and disbeliefs. The moment you decide to believe fully without hesitation, your world will begin to shift. Do not look to others for confirmation. Do not seek reassurance from the external. Look only within. The world outside is merely a reflection of your inner world, and when you change within, the outer must follow. You must practice the art of revision. Do not allow the past to dictate your future. At any moment, you may rewrite the story you have been telling yourself. If there is an experience you regret, a memory that troubles you, rewrite it in imagination. See it as you wish it had been. Feel it as though it had already happened that way. Persist in this new memory and watch as the past loses its grip on you. The future will no longer be shaped by old assumptions, but by the new ones you have deliberately chosen. The secret to manifesting is to live as though your desire is already a present fact. Let every thought, every word, every action reflect the reality you wish to experience. Speak as though it is done. Walk as though you are already the person you desire to be. Feel it with such certainty that the world cannot help but mirror it back to you. This is not pretending, this is creation. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. To have faith is to know that what you have imagined is more real than what your senses currently perceive. It is to trust in the unseen, to walk forward with confidence even when the path is not yet visible. Those who master this understanding hold the key to all things. They move through life with an unshakable certainty, knowing that their assumption must become their experience. Persist and do not waver. If doubt arises, dismiss it at once. Replace it with the certainty that your desire is already yours. When fear knocks, answer with faith. When the world seems unchanged, remind yourself that reality is still conforming to your vision. Hold steady, and soon the unseen will become the seen. You are the master of your destiny. You are the operant power. No one else creates for you. No one else decides your fate. All that you experience is a direct result of your own assumptions, and the power to change them lies in your hands. This is the greatest gift, the highest truth, the ultimate secret. Use it wisely, and all that you seek will be yours. The truth of creation is simple yet profound. You do not need to beg, struggle, or strive for what is already yours. The moment you assume something to be true, the world moves to reflect it. The unseen forces of creation are constantly at work, responding to your assumptions, molding the fabric of reality according to the image you hold within. You do not manifest what you want, you manifest what you are conscious of being. If you desire to change your life, you must first change your awareness of yourself. The world is a mirror reflecting back to you the state of mind in which you habitually dwell. If you persist in the assumption that you lack something, you will continue to see lack. If you persist in the assumption that you are prosperous, loved, and fulfilled, then the world will arrange itself to reflect that truth. You must discipline yourself to think only from the position of your wish fulfilled. For whatever you consistently occupy in consciousness must externalize in form. This is the law that governs all creation. When you close your eyes and enter into the realm of imagination, you are stepping into the creative workshop of your life. It is here, in this invisible space, that all things are made. The images you entertain in this sacred place are not mere fantasies, they are the blueprints of your future. If you persist in a state long enough, reality has no choice but to conform. The world is not fixed, it is fluid, malleable, shaped by the unseen movements of your imagination. Doubt is the only enemy. The moment you entertain the idea that your desire may not come to pass, you introduce resistance into the creative process. Faith must be absolute. You cannot waver between belief and disbelief, for a double-minded person receives nothing. You must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled so completely that there is no room for contradiction. Let your imagination be your proof, for what is felt within must be seen without. There is no effort in creation, only realization. The one who knows that their desire is already a fact in consciousness walks with a quiet confidence, untouched by appearances. They do not question how or when it will come. They simply live in the end, knowing that the unseen hand of creation is moving all things into alignment. This is the true meaning of faith, to rest in the certainty that what is desired is already accomplished. Every night as you drift into sleep, you enter the gateway to the unseen world. This is the most powerful moment to impress your desires upon the subconscious mind, for in sleep the conscious barriers dissolve, and the subconscious accepts as true whatever it is given. If you would change your life, you must master the art of falling asleep in the assumption of your wish fulfilled. Feel the reality of your desire as you surrender to sleep, and know that as you rest, unseen forces are working to bring it into form. There is no distance between you and what you seek. The only thing that separates you from your desire is your own sense of separation. The moment you realize that you and your desire are one, manifestation is inevitable. This is why imagining from the end is so powerful. When you assume that you already have what you seek, you dissolve all barriers and allow it to flow effortlessly into your world. Your senses will attempt to deceive you. They will show you conditions that seem to contradict your assumption, tempting you to return to old beliefs. But you must not be swayed by appearances. You must remember that the outer world is always a reflection of past states of consciousness, and the new reality you have claimed is in the process of unfolding. Hold steady in your assumption, and soon the world will conform. Your past does not define you. The only thing that matters is the state you occupy now. At any moment, you can rewrite your story. You can step into a new identity, a new reality, simply by assuming it to be so. Do not allow old memories, past failures, or limiting beliefs to hold you captive. What was is irrelevant. Only what you now assume to be true matters. The world will reflect your present assumption, not your past experiences. The mind is always occupied with something. If you do not deliberately choose your assumptions, they will be chosen for you by habit, by circumstance, by external influences. You must take control of your mind and decide what you wish to experience. Be vigilant, for every thought you entertain is planting a seed. If you allow doubts, fears, or negative assumptions to take root, they will grow into unwanted conditions. But if you consistently assume only what is in alignment with your highest vision, then that is what must come to pass. Your desires are not random. They are whispers from the divine, calling you to remember who you truly are. The things you long for, the visions that inspire you, the dreams that light a fire within you, these are not mere fantasies. They are glimpses of the reality that already exists within you, waiting to be claimed. You do not need permission to have what you desire. You only need the courage to assume that it is already yours. You must not wait for external confirmation. Many make the mistake of looking for signs before they believe, but this is not how creation works. It is belief that creates the sign, not the other way around. The one who truly understands this law does not seek validation from the world. They create the world through the certainty of their assumption. They do not ask whether their desire will come. They know that it already has. Revision is the art of reshaping your past to align with the reality you wish to experience. If there is an event that troubles you, do not accept it as fixed. In imagination, replay it differently. Rewrite the scene as you would have wanted it to be. Feel it as though it had always been that way. Do this repeatedly until the new version feels just as real as the old one. In time, your outer world will shift to reflect this change. The power to create lies in stillness. Many believe they must constantly affirm, visualize, or take action in order to manifest their desires, but the most powerful state is one of quiet knowing. The one who is truly confident does not feel the need to repeat their assumption over and over. They rest in the certainty that it is done. When the desire is fully impressed upon the subconscious, there is no need for repetition. It has already been set in motion. To believe in your imagination more than in the evidence of the senses is the key to mastery. The world may tell you that what you seek is impossible, but the world is only reflecting your past assumptions. If you persist in your vision, the world will eventually conform. The only requirement is that you do not waver. The moment you accept the reality of your assumption, manifestation begins. Everything is already finished. The reality you seek exists now, waiting for you to claim it. There is nothing to create, only something to become aware of. The instant you shift your awareness to the end result, it is yours. Nothing else is required. Hold the assumption with confidence, rest in the knowing, and allow the world to rearrange itself in your favor. You are the author of your story. You are the creator of your reality. No one else has power over your fate. What you assume, you become. What you persist in, you experience. There is no external force dictating your life, only your own imagination, shaping the world according to the image you hold within. Align yourself with your highest vision, and you will watch as the world transforms before your eyes. The power to manifest your desires has always been within you. There is no force outside of you that determines your fate, only the assumptions you hold and the consciousness you embody. You are not bound by circumstances, past experiences, or external conditions. The world is merely a reflection of your inner state, and the moment you shift your awareness, the outer world must follow. Hold fast to your vision. Refuse to be swayed by appearances. Persist in the assumption that what you seek is already yours, and reality will conform to your belief. The law is simple. What you imagine and feel as real with unwavering conviction must come to pass. Trust in your creative power. Live in the end, knowing that the unseen forces of creation are already working on your behalf. Let go of doubt. Walk with confidence and allow yourself to receive what is already yours. The moment you accept this truth, you will see that nothing is impossible because you are the creator of your reality. Your life is not a series of random events. Every moment, every struggle, every delay, these are not obstacles. They are divine orchestrations leading you toward your greatest breakthrough. You have prayed, you have believed, and yet it may seem as if the door remains closed. But I tell you, the door is not locked. It is simply waiting for the perfect moment to open. The vision you hold in your heart, the promise whispered to you in the quiet of your soul, is not an illusion. It is real. It is already yours. Do not be deceived by the appearance of delay. The world of the senses will tell you that nothing is changing, that your prayers are unanswered, that your faith is in vain. But appearances are shadows, mere reflections of the past. You are not waiting for your breakthrough is waiting for you. It exists now in this moment, and your only task is to align yourself with it. Walk in the certainty that what you have asked for is already done. Feel it, live in it. The moment you accept it as true, it must come to pass. Many have given up just before their blessing arrived. They looked at their circumstances and allowed doubt to creep in. But you must not be shaken. The one who trusts does not waver. The one who believes does not question. Do you not see? God's timing is never early, never late. It is precise. It is perfect. Every trial, every moment of waiting has been shaping you, preparing you for the very thing you desire. What you seek is seeking you, but you cannot grasp it with a mind filled with fear, impatience, or disbelief. You must rest in the assurance that it is done. You must see yourself already in possession of your answered prayer. Do not wait for the evidence. Become the evidence. Hold the feeling of completion so firmly that the world has no choice but to rearrange itself to match the truth you carry within. When the seed is planted, do you dig it up each day to see if it is growing? No, you trust the process. You know that beneath the soil, unseen and unnoticed, life is forming. So it is with your desires. The work is being done in the unseen. God is moving in ways you cannot yet comprehend. And just as the seed breaks through the ground at its appointed time, so too will your breakthrough appear. Hold steadfast to your vision. Do not measure time as the world does, for in the divine realm all is now. What you call waiting, God calls unfolding. What you call delay, God calls preparation. Keep your faith unwavering, your thoughts aligned, your heart expectant. Your breakthrough is not distant, it is here, it is done. Trust. Your breakthrough is closer than you think, closer than the air you breathe, closer than the heartbeat within your chest. It is not in some distant future, not in some far-off place. It is here now, waiting for you to claim it. But you must first believe that it is so. You must first remove the veil of doubt that blinds you to the truth that God's timing is perfect, the truth that what you have asked for has already been given, the truth that you are not forgotten, not forsaken, not overlooked. The world around you may whisper lies. It may try to convince you that nothing is changing, that your prayers have fallen on deaf ears. But the truth is not found in appearances. The truth is not determined by what you see with your physical eyes. The truth is revealed to those who look beyond, to those who dare to believe in the unseen, to those who trust in the power of the divine promise. When you plant a seed, you do not see the roots taking hold beneath the soil, but you trust that they are growing. You do not question whether the sun will rise each morning, yet you have never commanded it to do so. The same unseen hand that governs the rising of the sun, the same power that causes the trees to blossom in their season, is the same power orchestrating your breakthrough. And just as no force on earth can prevent the arrival of spring, nothing can stop the fulfillment of what has been promised to you. You have already received what you have asked for, but you must awaken to that reality. You must assume the feeling of already possessing it. The moment you embody the state of your answered prayer, the moment you live from the place of fulfillment rather than longing, that is the moment your world must shift to reflect it. You do not wait for change, you become change. You do not seek signs, you become the sign. So, this is the divine mystery that few understand, yet it is the key that unlocks every door. You are not a beggar in the kingdom of God. You do not have to plead, you do not have to convince, you do not have to strive. The Father knows what you need before you even ask. But He is waiting for you to rise in faith. He is waiting for you to step into the reality of what is already yours. Not tomorrow, not next year, now. Many stand at the threshold of their breakthrough and turn away because they do not see it with their eyes. They believe only what the world reflects back to them, and in doing so they delay their own blessing. But you are called to a higher understanding. You are called to walk by faith, not by sight. If you believe only what your eyes can see, then you are a prisoner to the past. But if you believe in what is unseen, if you hold steadfast to the promise, then you will step into the miraculous. The moment you pray, it is done. The moment you believe, it is yours. But faith does not waver. Faith does not question. Faith does not demand to see before it believes. Faith knows. Faith rests. Faith rejoices before the evidence appears, because it understands that the evidence is inevitable. It is law. It is divine order. The greatest test of faith is not in the asking, but in the waiting. Will you remain steadfast when nothing appears to be changing? Will you hold to your vision even when circumstances seem to contradict it? This is where most give up. This is where many surrender to doubt, allowing fear to take root in the garden of their minds. But if you only knew how close you are, if you only knew that just beyond what seems like delay is the very thing you have been waiting for. You do not need to force it, you do not need to chase it, you do not need to struggle, you only need to receive. Can you receive without resistance? Can you let go of the need to control the how and the when? Can you trust that the same God who breathed life into you is the same God who knows the perfect time to bring forth what you desire? Every delay is divine. Every seeming setback is a setup. What you perceive as a detour is often the direct path to what is meant for you. Nothing is being withheld from you. Nothing is being kept from you. You are simply being prepared, being refined, being positioned. If you were given your blessing too soon, you would not yet be ready to sustain it. If the door opened too early, you might not yet be equipped to walk through it. But God sees beyond what you can see. He knows the appointed time, and He does not make mistakes. Release the need to struggle, release the need to question. Simply align yourself with the knowing that it is already done. If you could see what awaits you, you would not waste a single moment in worry. If you could see how every piece is falling into place, you would not doubt for even a second. But you must walk in that knowing before the evidence arrives. This is the test. This is the refinement of faith. Your thoughts are seeds. Every thought you dwell upon, every feeling you entertain, is a prayer sent into the unseen realm. You do not have to say it out loud. You do not have to repeat it 100 times. The universe is listening to what you feel, to what you embody. If you dwell in lack, lack will manifest. If you dwell in uncertainty, uncertainty will multiply. But if you dwell in the fulfillment of what you desire, if you abide in the peace that comes with knowing it is already yours, then nothing can stop its arrival. This is not about wishful thinking. This is about understanding the divine law. What you assume to be true must become true. This is why you must guard your mind. This is why you must be vigilant over your thoughts. Every moment you entertain doubt, you delay your breakthrough. Every time you question, you push it further away. But every moment you live in faith, every time you affirm that it is already done, you accelerate its arrival. You are not waiting for your breakthrough. Your breakthrough is waiting for you. It is waiting for you to step into the version of yourself that already has it. It is waiting for you to embody the joy, the peace, the confidence of someone who knows that what they seek is already theirs. The moment you do this, the moment you become it, the moment you fully trust, without reservation, the world must conform to your inner reality. This is the truth that has been spoken through the ages. This is the mystery that has been revealed to those who dare to believe. God does not withhold blessings. He does not delay without purpose. He does not forget His promises. What He has spoken over your life will come to pass, not because you strive for it, not because you force it, but because it is already written. The only thing that determines how soon you see it is your ability to believe it is already done. So stand firm, Do not be shaken, do not be moved by appearances. What is unseen is more real than what is seen. What is already yours cannot be taken from you. You are on the verge of something greater than you can imagine. Stay in faith, trust the timing, walk in the knowing that your breakthrough is not coming, it is here. Your breakthrough is not a distant possibility. It is not something you must chase, nor is it something that requires struggle. It is already within reach, already within you, waiting for your recognition, waiting for your acceptance. But to receive it, you must surrender to the divine flow of life, trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. When you cease to resist, when you let go of worry and step fully into faith, you open the doors for what has always been yours. Most people live in a state of waiting. They wait for signs, for circumstances to change, for external validation that their desires are on the way. But waiting in this manner is a declaration that you do not yet have what you seek. It is an affirmation of lack, a silent prayer of doubt, and as long as you affirm the absence of your breakthrough, it will remain absent. The moment you shift from waiting to knowing, from hoping to embodying, the unseen forces move in your favor. Do not make the mistake of thinking your breakthrough is somewhere outside of you. It is not dependent on another person. It is not waiting for the perfect conditions. It is not something that can be given or taken away by anything external. It is a state of being, a shift in consciousness. And when that shift happens within, the world must adjust to reflect it. If you were told that everything you have prayed for was already guaranteed, how would you feel? How would you act? Would you still worry? Would you still question? Or would you walk in peace, knowing that it is already settled? That is the posture of true faith. That is the confidence of one who understands divine timing. That is the attitude that accelerates manifestation. There is no power in desperation. There is no creativity in fear. When you operate from a place of lack, you cut yourself off from the very blessing you are seeking. But when you shift into gratitude, when you give thanks for what is already yours even before you see it, you align yourself with the frequency of answered prayer. Gratitude is the language of manifestation. It is the song of faith, the bridge between desire and fulfillment. You must begin to see yourself as already possessing what you have asked for. You must feel it as if it were real, because in truth it is real the moment you believe it is done. The moment you accept it without doubt, it becomes yours. This is the key. Not striving, not pleading, but assuming the reality of what you seek. There are those who say they believe, but their actions reveal otherwise. They pray, yet they worry. They declare faith, yet they speak words of doubt. They ask for abundance, yet they focus on lack. They say they trust God's timing, yet they grow impatient. But true belief is unwavering. True trust does not need constant reassurance. It rests in the certainty that what is meant to be will come in the perfect moment. And that moment is never delayed, it is never late. It arrives exactly when it is needed, at the appointed time, in the appointed way. Even the delays you perceive are not delays at all, but preparations. What seems like a closed door is often a redirection. What feels like waiting is often divine alignment. And what appears to be a setback is in reality a setup for something far greater than you imagined. You must begin to walk as if it is already done, speak as if it is already done, think as if it is already done, because when you do, the world must reflect your inner state. It is law, it is divine order. You are the creator of your experience, not through force, but through belief. Not through effort, but through alignment. Not through striving, but through resting in the certainty that what you desire is already yours. There is power in stillness, power in silence. When you quiet the mind, when you let go of the need to figure everything out, you make room for divine wisdom to move through you. The greatest breakthroughs do not come through struggle, but through surrender. Not through force, but through faith. Faith does not ask how will it happen. Faith does not demand to see every step before taking the first one. Faith trusts. Faith moves forward even when the path is unclear. Faith stands firm even when circumstances seem to contradict the promise. Because faith knows that what is unseen is more real than what is seen. You are not here to struggle. You are not here to live in fear. You are not here to question whether or not your breakthrough will come. You are here to rise in faith. You are here to declare with confidence that your time is now, not tomorrow, not someday, now. Look around you. Everything you see was once unseen. Everything that exists was once imagined. And, in the same way, your breakthrough already exists in the unseen realm. It is not a matter of if, but when. And when is determined by your ability to believe. There is nothing standing between you and what you desire except your own perception. The moment you remove the mental barriers, the moment you stop looking at the world through the lens of limitation, the moment you fully embrace the truth that it is already done, everything changes. Do not be discouraged by what you see. Do not be moved by what seems to be happening. The physical world is only a reflection of past thoughts and beliefs. But the moment you shift internally, the external must follow. It is law. It is the way of creation. You are not waiting for God. God is waiting for you. Waiting for you to step into the version of yourself that already possesses the very thing you seek. Waiting for you to embody the joy, the peace, the confidence of someone who knows that they have already received. So walk boldly, speak with authority, move in certainty. Your breakthrough is not coming, it is here. Trust in the timing, trust in the process, and above all, trust that it is already done. There is no power in hesitation. There is no strength in doubt. Every time you waver between belief and fear, between certainty and worry, you delay what is already meant for you. The moment you stand firm in the knowing that your breakthrough is inevitable, the forces of the unseen move in perfect harmony to bring it into your experience. You must not allow the evidence of the world to dictate what you believe. What you see with your physical eyes is not the final reality. It is merely the shadow of past thoughts, past beliefs, past emotions. If you continue to react to what is visible, you only perpetuate the cycle. But if you respond instead to the unseen reality, if you anchor yourself in the invisible truth that your breakthrough is already here, then the world must shift to reflect that knowing. Many ask, when will my time come? How much longer must I wait? But to ask these questions is to affirm that you do not yet have what you desire. To ask is to acknowledge lack, and to acknowledge lack is to strengthen it. Instead of asking, begin declaring. Instead of waiting, begin living as though it is done. Instead of wondering when it will arrive, step into the consciousness that it already has. There is no distance between you and your breakthrough. There is no separation between you and what you seek. The only thing standing in the way is the belief that it is separate from you. But what if you removed that belief? What if you truly accepted that it was already yours? What if you stopped striving, stopped seeking, and simply received? You have been conditioned to think that blessings must be earned, that manifestations require effort, that you must struggle to achieve what is meant for you, but this is an illusion. Your only task is to align. Your only work is to believe. The moment you release the idea of effort, the moment you stop grasping and start trusting, everything flows with ease. What would you do if you knew without a doubt that your breakthrough had already been secured? How would you act if you fully trusted that the divine has already arranged everything in perfect order? Would you still worry? Would you still stress over timelines? Or would you walk in peace, knowing that what is yours can never be taken from you? It is not a question of deserving. It is not a question of worthiness. You are already worthy. You were born worthy. There is nothing you must prove, nothing you must do to earn the favor that has already been bestowed upon you. The only thing required is that you step into agreement with this truth, that you stop resisting, stop questioning, and simply accept what has been prepared for you. Doubt is a thief. It robs you of the joy that is already yours. It blinds you to the blessings that are already present. Every time you allow doubt to take root, you build a wall between yourself and your breakthrough. But faith tears down every wall. Faith dismantles every barrier. Faith opens the floodgates of abundance, love, healing, and transformation. Your mind is the key. Your consciousness is the bridge. If you want to see change in your life, you must first create it within. You must become the person who already has what you seek. You must think, feel, and act as though your desire is not in the future but in the now. Because in truth there is no future, there is only now. And what you accept in the now determines what you will experience. There is no such thing as delay. There is no such thing as divine reluctance. What appears to be delay is often divine preparation. What seems like waiting is often alignment. You are not being denied, you are being positioned. You are not forgotten, you are being prepared. The very thing you seek is seeking you, but it cannot reach you until you are truly ready to receive it. You cannot hold on to fear and faith at the same time. You cannot cling to worry and trust simultaneously. You must choose. You must decide once and for all that you will no longer entertain doubt, that you will no longer question whether or not your time will come, that you will no longer allow external circumstances to dictate your inner state, because the moment you make that decision, everything shifts. You may not see it immediately, but trust that it is happening. Trust that the very moment you align your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions with the reality of your breakthrough, the wheels begin turning in the unseen. Trust that divine timing is never wrong, never late, never failing. There are no coincidences. There is no randomness in divine order. Every moment, every experience, every challenge is leading you exactly where you are meant to be. Even the things that seemed like failures were never failures at all. They were redirections. Even the doors that closed were not losses, they were protections. Even the times when you felt abandoned, you were being held closer than ever. Your faith is being strengthened, your spirit is being refined, and when the moment is right, when your heart is truly prepared, the manifestation will come with such clarity, such perfection, that you will wonder why you ever doubted. You will look back and see that it was always coming, always unfolding, always meant for you. So release the struggle, release the doubt, release the need to control, the timing and the method. Trust that the divine knows exactly what is required, exactly when it is required. Trust that nothing is missing, nothing is lacking, nothing is out of place. Your only task is to remain steadfast. Your only responsibility is to hold the vision, to embody the belief, to align with the truth that what is meant for you is already yours. And as you do, you will witness the miraculous. You will experience the manifestation of what you have long known in your heart to be true. You will see that your breakthrough was never far away. It was always closer than you thought. There is nothing standing between you and the life you desire except the illusion of separation. You have been taught to believe in time, to measure progress by days and years, to count the moments as if they are barriers between you and your breakthrough. But what if time is not what you think it is? What if the future you long for already exists in this very moment? What if the only thing keeping you from stepping into it is your own belief that it is still ahead of you, still distant, still unreachable? The truth is, you are not waiting for your breakthrough. Your breakthrough is waiting for you. It is waiting for you to align with it, to claim it as already done, to stop looking outside of yourself and realize that it has been within you all along. Every thought you think, every feeling you hold, every assumption you carry shapes the reality you experience. When you assume that your blessing is far away, it remains far away. When you assume that divine timing is still preparing it, you unknowingly delay it. But the moment you shift, the moment you accept that it is already here, the moment you embody the knowing that it is done, the doors swing open effortlessly. The world around you is simply a reflection of what you hold within. If you believe that you are lacking, you will see lack. If you believe that you must struggle, struggle will appear before you. But if you believe that you are already blessed, already victorious, already living in the fulfillment of your desires, then the world will mirror that truth back to you. This is not wishful thinking. This is divine law. What you impress upon your inner world must be expressed in the outer world. Most people live their lives reacting to circumstances, allowing what they see to determine what they believe. But this is the opposite of how creation works. You were never meant to be a passive observer of life. You were meant to be the architect of your reality. You were given the power to speak things into existence, to call forth what is unseen, to bring forth the manifestations that have already been established in the divine realm. But to do so, you must first accept that you are worthy of it. You must first know that you are chosen, that you are powerful, that you are divinely supported in all that you do. The reason so many delay their own breakthroughs is not because God is withholding anything from them. It is because they are withholding their own belief. They entertain doubt. They speak words of limitation. They see obstacles instead of opportunities. But the moment they shift, the moment they truly accept that all things are working together for their good, that the plan is unfolding perfectly, that they are already living in answered prayers, everything changes. Your mind is your key. Your imagination is your access point. Every time you close your eyes and see yourself in possession of your desire, you are moving closer to it. Every time you feel the joy, the gratitude, the fulfillment of already having what you seek, you are dissolving the barriers that once stood in your way. But you must hold to this feeling. You must remain in this state of certainty. You must refuse to waver, no matter what the external world tries to tell you. There will be moments when circumstances seem unchanged, when nothing in your physical reality appears to be shifting, but do not be deceived. The moment you plant a seed, it begins to grow beneath the surface, long before you see the first sprout. The moment you align with your breakthrough, divine forces move in ways unseen, orchestrating the perfect series of events, rearranging situations, guiding people and opportunities toward you. Just because you cannot see it yet does not mean it is not happening. The test of faith is in the waiting. The evidence of belief is in your ability to stand firm even when there is no visible proof. Those who truly understand divine timing do not concern themselves with when and how. They simply rest in the knowing that it is already finished. They do not chase, they do not beg, they do not operate from desperation. They move with confidence, with peace, with a quiet assurance that what is meant for them cannot miss them. Fear will whisper lies. It will tell you that time is running out, that you are too late, that you have missed your opportunity. But how can you miss what was divinely appointed for you? How can you be late to a destiny that was written for you before time even began? Do not let the voice of fear dictate your reality. Let the voice of faith be the only voice you listen to. You must walk as though you already have it. You must speak as though it is already yours. You must think, feel, and act in alignment with the reality you desire. This is how mountains are moved. This is how miracles unfold. This is how the unseen becomes seen. There is no force greater than the power of belief. No obstacle can stand against unwavering faith. No delay can outlast divine certainty. If you refuse to let go of your vision, if you hold on to it with unshakable trust, if you persist no matter what, then it must come to pass. It is law, it is truth, it is already done. Now is the time to rise. Now is the time to release every doubt, every fear, every limiting thought that has kept you bound. Now is the time to step into the reality of your breakthrough, not as something distant, not as something uncertain, but as something that is already yours. The moment you decide, truly decide that it is done, the moment you choose to see it, feel it, believe it with every part of your being, that is the moment everything shifts. The moment heaven and earth align to bring forth the manifestation that was always meant for you. That is the moment you will realize that your breakthrough was never far away, it was always right here, waiting for you to claim it. So, craving for you to claim it, you must no longer see yourself as someone waiting for a breakthrough. The moment you do, you create a separation between you and what is already yours. You must see yourself as the one who already possesses it. Not tomorrow, not in the distant future, but now. Right now, in this very moment, you must embody the feeling of already having received it. Because God does not operate in time the way man does. In the divine realm, everything is already finished. Every promise, every blessing, every breakthrough has already been established. It is not about asking God to do it. It is about aligning yourself with what has already been done. You have been conditioned to believe that life unfolds in a linear fashion, that your desires must take time to materialize, that the greater the blessing, the longer the wait. But what if time is only an illusion? What if the moment you truly believe, the moment you shift your awareness, the moment you fully accept that it is already done, that is the moment it becomes your reality? What if the only thing delaying your breakthrough is the very belief that it is still ahead of you? You must no longer live in the mindset of waiting. Waiting implies lack. It implies that something is missing. But nothing is missing. The only thing required is your recognition of what already is. When you shift from the consciousness of waiting to the consciousness of receiving, you open the floodgates. You allow divine timing to bring forth in perfect order that which was always yours. Every delay you perceive is not a delay at all. It is divine orchestration. It is the unseen working in your favor, rearranging what must be rearranged, removing what no longer serves you, aligning every detail to match the vision you hold within. But the greatest mistake people make is assuming that because they do not see movement, nothing is happening. That is why they give up too soon. That is why they question God's timing. That is why they step out of alignment and fall back into the state of longing rather than the state of fulfillment. You must remain unwavering. You must hold to the vision. You must refuse to be moved by what your eyes see and instead stand firm in what your spirit knows. This is the secret. This is the key. The moment you truly accept that it is done, without question, without doubt, without fear, that is the moment your reality shifts. But you must persist. You must refuse to let external circumstances shake your inner knowing. You must walk, speak, and move as though your breakthrough has already happened, because in the divine realm it has. God's timing is not about delay. It is about perfection. It is about divine order. It is about ensuring that what you receive is not only what you desire, but what is best for you. If you knew the full picture, if you saw all the moving pieces, if you understood the depth of what is being arranged for you, you would not doubt for a single moment. You would rest in absolute peace. You would walk in unshakable confidence. You would stop asking, when will it happen? And instead say, thank you, Lord, for it is already done. This is the shift that changes everything. When you thank God in advance, when you live in the awareness that it is already accomplished, you no longer operate from desperation. You no longer beg, you no longer strive, you rest, you trust, you move with assurance. And it is this state of being that allows divine timing to bring forth what has been promised to you. Most people are too focused on time. They watch the clock, they measure their progress, they compare themselves to others, and in doing so they create resistance. They allow impatience to rob them of their peace. But you are called to move differently. You are called to step outside of time, to see beyond what is visible, to recognize that what you seek is already yours in the unseen realm. And when you hold that knowing without wavering, the unseen must become seen. It is law. God is not withholding your breakthrough. It is not something you must earn. It is not something you must struggle for. It is something you must align with. The moment you fully align with it, through your thoughts, your words, your emotions, your faith, that is the moment it appears. That is the moment it becomes tangible. That is the moment everything shifts. You must not allow fear to steal what is already yours. Fear will whisper that it is taking too long. Fear will try to convince you that it is not meant for you. Fear will attempt to plant doubt in your heart. But you must recognize fear for what it is, a distraction, an illusion, a test. Every time fear arises, it is an opportunity to choose faith instead. Every time doubt knocks, it is an opportunity to stand even firmer in the knowing that it is done. You have already won. You are already victorious. You are already standing in the reality of your breakthrough. The only thing left is for you to fully claim it. To claim it not just with words, but with absolute conviction. To claim it with the way you think, with the way you feel, with the way you move through life. This is the difference between those who manifest their desires and those who continue to wait. Those who manifest do not see their desires as distant, they see them as already accomplished. They do not ask, they thank. They do not wish, they know. Your breakthrough is not coming, it is here, right now, in this moment. You need only step into it. You need only accept it. You need only believe without question, without hesitation, without doubt. The moment you do, you will see that it was never far from you. It was always within you. It was always waiting for you to recognize it, to claim it, to step into the reality that was yours all along. There is no need to strive, no need to push, no need to force anything into being. What belongs to you is already written into the fabric of your existence. It is not outside of you waiting for you to reach it. It is within you, waiting for you to align with it. The moment you stop seeking, the moment you stop trying to control how and when it will arrive, that is the moment everything flows effortlessly into your life. You were never meant to chase after blessings. You were never meant to beg for what is already yours. You were meant to stand in certainty, to walk in the assurance that what God has promised is already complete. If you could truly grasp this truth, if you could allow yourself to live from this knowing, you would never again experience doubt. You would never again wonder if it will happen, if you are worthy, if it is possible. Those thoughts do not exist in the mind of someone who understands divine timing. Those who walk in divine authority know that what they decree must come to pass. They do not waver. They do not question. They do not hesitate. They declare it done, and because they do, it becomes so. You are being prepared for what you have asked for. This preparation is not punishment. This waiting period is not delay. It is a process of refinement, of alignment, of ensuring that when your breakthrough arrives, you are in full readiness to receive it. Some people receive too soon and are not able to hold on to what was given. They lack the foundation, the wisdom, the strength to sustain the blessing. But that will not be your story. You are being positioned perfectly. You are being strengthened in ways you cannot yet see. You are being refined for a level of abundance, success, and peace that you would not have been able to carry had it arrived any sooner. Your only task is to trust. Trust the unseen, trust the process, trust the divine orchestration that is moving everything into place. The mind will try to interfere. It will attempt to analyze, to question, to control. But your breakthrough does not come through logic. It does not come through overthinking. It comes through surrender. It comes through unwavering belief. It comes through stepping so fully into the feeling of already having received it that the physical world has no choice but to reflect it back to you. Close your eyes and see it now. Not as something you hope for, not as something you wish to happen, but as something already done. Feel the joy of it. Feel the relief of it. Feel the gratitude as though it has already manifested in your life. Hold on to that feeling. Do not let it waver. Do not let circumstances shake you. Do not let external noise convince you otherwise. What you feel deeply, consistently, and unwaveringly must become your reality. It is lost. Most people allow what they see to dictate what they believe. They allow the absence of physical proof to convince them that it is not working, that nothing is happening, that their breakthrough is far away. But the truth is, everything begins in the unseen. Everything starts as a seed in the spiritual before it is made visible in the physical. If you plant a seed in the ground and do not immediately see the plant, do you dig it up in frustration? No, you trust the process. You know that below the surface something is happening. The roots are forming, the foundation is being set, the unseen work is taking place, so that in perfect timing it will break through the soil. Your breakthrough is no different. It is already taking form. It is already growing beneath the surface. Just because you cannot see it yet does not mean it is not happening. Just because there is no visible evidence does not mean the promise is not being fulfilled. You must hold firm in the knowing that what is unseen is more real than what is seen. What you feel in your spirit is more true than what you witness with your eyes. Do not allow temporary circumstances to dictate eternal truths. Do not allow passing moments to shake your faith in what is permanent. You were created with power. You were designed to call things into existence. You were given the ability to speak life, to declare things as done before they are seen. This is your divine right. This is the truth that separates those who manifest from those who wait indefinitely. Those who manifest do not hope. They know. They do not wish. They declare. They do not ask repeatedly. They give thanks in advance. Right now, in this moment, you have a choice. You can continue to wait, to wonder, to question, to doubt, or you can step fully into the reality that it is already done. You can decide that your breakthrough is not coming, it has arrived. You can choose to live in the fulfillment of the promise rather than the longing for it. When you do this, when you make this shift, when you stand in complete faith, you will watch as everything falls perfectly into place. Your only task is to remain unwavering, to trust so completely that nothing can move you, to hold on to the vision so firmly that no outside force can shake it from your heart, to carry the feeling of having already received so strongly that the physical world must align to match it. When you do this, when you step into this level of faith, when you walk with the certainty of someone who knows that divine timing is never late, you will look around and realize that your breakthrough was never far away. It was always here, waiting for you to claim it. And so I leave you with this truth. Your breakthrough is not in the distance, not something to be chased, not something uncertain. It is already yours. It is unfolding in divine timing, moving toward you as surely as the sun rises each day. The only thing required of you is unwavering faith, a heart that trusts beyond what the eyes can see, and a spirit that aligns with the reality of already receiving. Walk forward in certainty, stand firm in your knowing. Do not waver, do not doubt, do not let the noise of the world shake what you hold within. The moment you fully accept that what is meant for you is already done, you will see it manifest effortlessly. Your breakthrough is here. Trust it. Receive it, give thanks for it, and watch as it becomes your reality.